Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. I'm Alan Liu, and today I'm going to take you through the Panca koshas via yoga. Now, some of you may have heard the idea that we are multidimensional beings. What this means is that we actually exist in many different ways, all at the same time. And in yoga, this is probably best seen through the koshas. There are 5 koshas. Pancha means 5. Kosha means like layer or sheath, the covering. And the 5 koshas are, the first one is the Anandamya Kosha. That's the physical layer. It's basically your physical body. The second is the Pranayama Kosha. Prana, you've probably heard before, it's the breath. It's that energy, vital life force that we usually associate with breath. And basically it's the energy body. The third is the Manomaya Kosha. Mano means mind, and so it means the mind layer. It's basically your mental body, and it refers mostly to your conscious mind. So anything that's kind of you're consciously aware of is the Manomaya Kosha. The fourth kosha is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnana means wisdom. So it's called the wisdom mind or the wisdom body, but it's basically, you can think of it as the subconscious mind. It's the layer that's just below or the beginning layer of consciousness. So it's an awareness. It's also called the aware mind. I've also heard it referred to as the psychic layer. And then the last one is the Anandamya Kosha. Ananda means bliss. And so it's the bliss body. It's beyond our mind, beyond our thinking. It's more that spiritual body. So we're going to take you through all of these. Now we do exist in all 5 of these different layers at the same time. It's just a matter of where are we putting our focus at any one point in time, which determines which of these layers we experience. So to warm up, let's go ahead and take a standing position at the top, towards the top of your mat. And first we're going to be visiting the Anandamya Kosha, the physical body, through the Sun Salutation. So take a stand in Tadasana, mountain pose, put your hands at your heart in undulating Mudra, take a deep breath in, feel your body, feel how it feels physically standing on your feet, firmly mounted, grounded into the ground in mountain pose, Tadasana. Lower your hands, raise your hands above your head, Urdhva Hastasana, and feel that stretch. Your hands are stretching now up to the sky. You're still rooted in the ground. You can feel your feet there, but now you're feeling these muscles in your arms as your whole body stretches on both either side and then up towards the sky. Take a swan dive into forward fold, Uttanasana. And now we feel some other different muscles within our body. We're feeling a little bit more of our back, a little bit more of our hamstrings, the upper parts of our legs. You might need to bend your knees a little because you might be a little bit stiff. And now let's go into Ardha Uttanasana, raise up about halfway. And we're engaging some new muscles now, the lower back, the middle back that's supporting us in our forward or half forward fold. And now place your hands on your mat and step back into plank pose. And now our body's engaged in a very different way in Palakasana. We're feeling now a lot of it's in our arms and our shoulders. You may be feeling it in some parts of your torso. Lower down about halfway into Chaturanga and then hover for just a couple seconds and then lower all the way to the ground. In that hovering, you felt some new muscles being engaged in your chest And then when you reach the ground, you suddenly feel a release, a relaxation. This is all your Anandamya Kosha, your physical kosha that we're working through. Rise up into Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Again, now you're feeling it in your lower back. You might be feeling it around your shoulder blades. Lift your head, rising up, bend with this very good, very nice back bend, and then push yourself up into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And take a couple of breaths here as you feel your body stretching. Maybe this is your first down dog of the day. Stretch your hips up and back towards the upper back part of your room. Feel your arms, your hands stretching forward. Feel your whole torso stretching lengthwise. Now you can look forward to the front of your mat and walk your feet forward into Ardha Uttanasana. That's the forward fold with your coming halfway up. Now we're revisiting this for a second time, so it might feel a little bit more comfortable. And then fold forward into Uttanasana. Again, we're doing this for the second time. And you might be able to get a little bit further. Maybe you can straighten your legs a little more. But feel how your body feels slightly different just because you're doing it for the second time. Slowly rise up. Keep your back straight into Urdhva Hastasana, arms over your head, stretching upward. Feel that stretch in your body. And then hands down into Anjali Mudra. So that was Sun Salutation, Sun Salutation A, and with a focus on the Anandamya Kosha, the physical body. Now we're going to do the same thing, but this time with the focus on the Pranayama Kosha, the energy body. So standing in Tadasana, hands at your heart. Take a deep breath in. Feel your body fill with that pranic energy, the prana, the vital life force that's behind everything in the universe. And then lower your hands to your side into Tadasana and relax in mountain pose. And feel the relaxation this time. Feel all your muscles, all your nerves relaxing. This is the standing Shavasana. Raise your hands, take a breath in, raise your hands, and feel that prana filling your body. That's the energy that's lifting your hands up into the sky, pressing your feet down into the ground, that pranic energy. Breath out and fold forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. And as your breath leaves your body, it allows for a deeper folding in this Uttanasana. Take a breath in, raise halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana, and feel how the breath, that energy enables you to lift into this position. Plant your hands, breathe out, stepping back into plank pose, and then lowering down into chaturanga, still breathing out, hover for a second, and then drop to the ground. And let your breath all the way out. And see how that prana helps you to flow through the dropping to the ground in this way. Take a deep breath in and use that energy, that prana, to lift yourself, lift your chest forward, lift your head up. It's the prana that's driving this position, this cobra position, Bhujangasana. On a breath out, push yourself back to downward facing dog. And take a couple of deep breaths here. And feel On the in-breath, you're engaging your body, and on the out-breath, you feel your whole body stretching. In-breath engages that core of your body, and then the out-breath allows your arms, your legs, pranic flow through your body. After a couple of breaths, look forward, walk your feet forward. On an in-breath, come into Ardha Uttanasana again. Halfway up, and then on the out-breath, fold over your hips, hold over your thighs deeply. Allow that out-breath to take you even deeper. On an in-breath, breathe in and feel your body fill with energy as you rise up. Hands over your head, again, into Urdhva Hastasana. Take a couple of breaths here with your hands over your head. Feel the prana supporting you, giving you that life energy. And then on an out breath, lower your hands to your heart and relax. Hands to your side, back to mountain pose. So I think that probably gave you a pretty good feel for your Pranayama Kosha. So next we're going to be moving into the Anandamya Kosha. And for this, we're going to be doing a standing pose. So you can remain standing, middle of your mat will be fine. Hands at your hips. We're going to be doing tree pose, so put your weight into your left foot, lighten your right foot, and then bring your foot as high, your right foot as high as is comfortable for you. It may be on your ankle, it could be to your calf, or you could grab it and raise it up into your thigh. Place your hands in Anjali Mudra. Now notice what you're doing with your mind. The Anandamya Kosha, that's the mental kosha, that's the mind body, the mind layer. It's that conscious mind. And what is your conscious mind doing right now? In a standing pose like this, and most standing poses, the easiest way to hold this pose is to focus your mind, to find a point, and to focus your eyes on that point. What that does is it quiets your mind. It's a way of calming the mind. You may want to raise your hands up above your head if that feels comfortable to you. You want to see how basically the further you go towards your edge in this pose, the more you have to focus your mind. This is the Anandamya Kosha. We are now deeply focused in the Anandamya Kosha. Bring your hands back into Anjali Mudra and lower your foot. We're going to do the other side now, and a slightly different version of the Anandamya Kosha. The mind is very complicated. There's a lot of things going on in the mind. So, place your hands on your hip again. Plant your right foot into the ground, flare those toes. Take your left foot, take the knee out to the side, either place it on your ankle, on your calf, or raise it up into your thigh. Press that foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot to give you that solid centering where the two come together. But then this time, you are a tree. So take your hands either into Anjali Mudra or up into the sky, whichever is more comfortable for you. Now imagine yourself as a tree, a specific tree, either a type of tree that you really like. Maybe it's a tree in your yard, maybe it's a tree that you see on your walks, and identify yourself with that tree. How does that tree express itself in tree pose? Maybe the branches are going out to the side. Maybe it's a pine tree. The branches are more pointing towards the ground-ish. Maybe it's a different kind of tree. And now this is Flagstaff, and we get wind. And so the wind moves your tree. Imagine you are this tree, and you are feeling the breeze flowing through your branches. This is your imagination. Your imagination is part of the Anandamya Kosha. You are this tree. Okay, you can stop your movement, bring your hands back into Anjali Mudra if they're not there already, and then lower your foot to the ground. So that is the Anandamya Kosha. For our next position, we're going to be doing the Anandamya Kosha, the wisdom mind. I'd like you to take a seat on your mat. Put your feet out in front of you. Now, we can maybe start a little bit in Baddha Konasana, which is a very common pose that you encounter quite a bit, at least in our studio. But we're actually going to be doing a position called Tadasana. Tadasana meaning star pose. This is the seated star pose, which many of you are probably familiar with standing star pose. Seated star pose is a little bit different. So move your feet out in front of you. The ankles, the soles of the feet are a few inches apart, and you've got this like diamond shape for your legs. This is a forward fold. So on an out breath, so start with a straight back. Make sure you're on your sitting bones as you root into the ground. And then you're going to be doing a forward fold. Now there's 3 ways that you can do this forward fold. You can place your hands gently on your feet, forward fold. You can place your hands on the ground to either side of your feet. And the third way, you can actually bring your hands underneath your feet. Now, a lot of you are probably more flexible than me, and whichever of those, though, is comfortable. So start with a straight back. Take a deep breath in. Stretch your body long, and then on an out breath, slowly bend forward from the hips into this forward fold. When you've reached your maximum forward fold, allow your head to drop. This is now notice where your mind is. When you drop your head like this, basically your mind, your attention goes towards the back of your head. There was a quote that I found online related to Tadasana that said, the Tadasana instantaneously drops a wandering and distracted mind back into the clear glass ocean of calm, centered ease. This is what we're looking for with Anandamya Kosha. It's basically, this was called the witnessing mind, the awareness mind. Your whole body is sinking forward and your mind is just watching. It's just aware of what is happening. It's that awareness, that witnessing. That is the Anandamya Kosha. Inhale, stretch a little more. Exhale, lower a little more. Then on an inhale, come back up to seated. And come into a comfortable cross-legged position. You may want to raise yourself up on a block or a blanket, such as I'm doing here. You can take any kind of comfortable, soft, comfortable cross-legged position. For the last of our 5 koshas, the Anandamya Kosha, the bliss body, we're going to do a pranayama. It's the Vyana Vayu pranayama. Vyana Vayu is one of the 5 vayus, 5 basic types of pranayama. And Vyana Vayu means to expand from your body, to expand the prana out from your body to your outer limbs and your aura to the outside world. So take a comfortable seated position, cross-legged, easy pose, or whatever position is comfortable for you. You can sit up on a block or on a blanket, as I am doing, and take your hands into what's called hand-to-heart mudra, sometimes called auspicious mudra, basically crossing your hands over your heart. It's a type of Hridaya mudra or heart mudra. And I want you to think of something that just makes you absolutely happy, absolutely loving and blissful. It could be a person that you just really love, that always makes you happy. It could be a place that you really love, that you've been to, that you want to go back to. It could be an incident, something that's happened in your life. It could be a food that you really love that just gets you ecstatic. And close your eyes, or gently close your eyes, and think of that object and feel your heart fill with bliss. Feel that Anandamya Kosha, that blissful body that you are always carrying with you, but you don't always tap into it. Here now, we're going to focus on that bliss. Feel that bliss in your heart, under your hands. Take a deep breath in, and then let your hands, your arms expand outward and expand that bliss into the world. As you breathe out, breathe in, bring it back in, coalesce it within your heart, and then breathe out and expand it out. And let your body just flow with this bliss. Allow your torso, your arms to move in any direction, feeling this bliss flowing out into the world, coming back into your body, from your heart, expanding out as you breathe out. And bringing it in as you breathe in and expanding it out for everyone in the world. This is your bliss body. One more time, bring it in, breathing in, and then one more time, expanding it out to the universe. Bring it in. Stop here. Allow your breath to return to normal. Lower your hands to your lap. We're going to move into Shavasana. You're welcome to stay in a seated position, which I will be doing as I take you through Shavasana, or lie down on your back, on your mat, for Shavasana. As you lay down, start by feeling your physical body. Feel how your physical body touches the floor. Feel how it touches the air around you. Allow your physical body to relax. Allow the muscles to relax. Allow the bones to relax. And allow the skin to relax. That Anandamya Kosha. Now take a deep breath in. Fill yourself with that prana, your Pranayama Kosha, and then let it go through your mouth. And feel how the release of that prana, that Pranayama Kosha, relaxes your whole pranamaya layer, relaxes. Take another deep breath in, and then let it go out your mouth as your pranic body sinks into Shavasana. And now let your mind go quiet. Let all your thoughts leave. 1, 2, 3, and they're all gone. Your Anandamya Kosha is empty, relaxed in Shavasana. If you're in Shavasana, you can slowly start to wiggle your toes and your ankles, your hands and your wrists. Don't do too much though. I want you to stay in a very relaxed position. But as you feel comfortable, bend one knee and roll over to your side. Either side is appropriate, left or right side, and curl up into a fetus position. If you are in seated meditation, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra and lower your chin so that you're kind of comforting into your heart. From fetus position or this Anjali Mudra position, seated position, imagine yourself as a fetus. Imagine yourself in the womb, in a soft, totally protected womb. Feel the bliss of that womb. Feel. Now, from where you are now, imagine yourself watching, looking at your body, looking at your mind, looking at your prana, that Anandamya Kosha, that witnessing mind, observing you, observing the world. And as you observe, start to wiggle your toes, your ankles, your fingers, your wrists. Slowly, gently, get a little bit of movement going if you're in Shavasana. And then from Shavasana, bend one knee and roll either to the right or to the left side. Curl up into that fetus position and relax. If you're in seated meditation, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Gently lower your chin so that you're coalescing around your heart center. From fetus position, or Anjali Mudra, in seated position, imagine yourself as a fetus. Imagine yourself inside a womb that's soft, totally protected, totally comforting womb, where you do not have a care in the world. You are totally in bliss, total love and protection. Feel that Anandamya Kosha, that bliss body, that bliss mind from this position. And then slowly come out of your Anandamya Kosha. Use your hands to press yourself up into a seated position. If you're already in a seated position, you can lift your head. And those from Shavasana who are coming into a seated position, place your hands in Anjali Mudra at your heart center. Everyone, take a deep breath in and let it go out your mouth. Completely. Blink your eyes open. Welcome back to reality. Namaste. You can let me know if you have any questions about the koshas. I'll be happy to answer them for you.